Okay, I get it. I'll talk about it. I tried to avoid mentioning it before because I knew there'd be a lot to address, so let's see what we can do here. I couldn't talk about the future of marketing without addressing AI. IBM defines AI as technology that enables computers and machines to simulate human learning, comprehension, problem-solving, decision-making, creativity, and autonomy. This learning is fundamental to understanding consumers' wants, needs, and desires. There's a lot of benefits to using AI in marketing, but in a creative industry, there's some challenges. In research by SurveyMonkey looking into future marketing trends, 88% of marketers are already using AI, mostly to generate ideas and content and optimize campaigns. 48% say increasing AI adoption is a top goal. So what does this mean? Well, it shows a general interest in AI usage within marketing, where many companies are already using it or will use it in the future. And as a business, it is important to look at the external market and what competitors are doing. It can have an impact on your ability to generate leads. If a lot of businesses are using AI, there is a high likelihood that others will follow. When they grow, they are likely to implement some form of AI due to its relevance in the future. If you didn't know, AI isn't exactly a new thing in the gaming industry. Well, not really within marketing, but within the games themselves. AI is a part of game development, more specifically with how characters function and react to situations. Both functionally good and sometimes bad. About 62% of companies use AI already for prototyping, asset creation, and world building. Sony wanted PlayStation to use machine learning to speed up game development, making it easier to match subtitles with different language voiceovers. These aren't exactly referring to the type of AI used in marketing. Businesses use AI as a way to analyze and interpret large datasets, mostly relating to customers, to inform marketing strategies. Automation and data-driven insights help support the customer journey from addressing needs, optimizing the quality of customer service, and fostering engagement. And AI is often used for personalization. For instance, mobile game ads have used AI in order to better align ad placement, timing, and content to the specific user. This includes looking at user demographics and app activity. One of the goals of this is to improve the user experience when viewing ads so that the ads don't seem too intrusive. It's important when users are becoming increasingly bothered by the number of ads in mobile games, so optimizing their placement is beneficial to improve the overall experience, even when marketing to them. Alternatively, Steam, a popular digital game distribution platform, uses machine learning to recommend games. It predicts games the consumer might like based on what they've played. This recommendation system increases the likelihood of someone buying another game because they're seeing games based on what they and others like them have played. It gives them a unique experience through the customer journey, which shows consideration for that customer's interests and buying behavior. While streamlining processes, some companies also use generative AI as a form of content creation, creating videos, text, images, audio, animation, 3D models, and more through customer data. You can see this being used in ads, sometimes through generating character art meant to seem appealing to the viewer. 46% of game studios currently use or have an interest in using AI in some form or within their departments. This seems beneficial for businesses. Being able to create content this way saves resources and time, making sure that consumers can receive that content frequently. Targeting, positioning, and personalization are important factors too, and aim to improve convenience and ultimately the user experience. Consumers can see personalized ads often without feeling bombarded. But also, any company can use AI tools to generate ideas. Tools like ChatGPT are used for idea generation, and they can just as well suggest marketing strategies. I opened ChatGPT and typed, "Create a marketing strategy for a new video game," and despite the pretty simple prompt, it gave a few different ideas, as well as a budget and KPIs. Combine this with the understanding of consumer and player behavior and you can implement well-targeted strategies. It seems good, right? Well, personalization on its own isn't an issue, but for an AI system to produce results, it has to learn off of existing data, existing consumer data. The more data provided, the more accurate the output will be. So businesses would be looking to gather information to increase the effectiveness of an AI model and the recommendations it provides. That already has ethical issues in itself due to data protection laws and personal preferences, but also with how the AI is trained. We can already see instances of bias and lack of transparency, often with how data is collected and purposely fed into the AI. With such a rapidly growing world, businesses have to keep that trust with consumers. That means being transparent and clear about what data is being taken and used with these AI systems, and letting users opt out if they want to. Generative AI has to learn too, based off existing content including art. There is a moral dilemma with this, as many consumers see this as stealing existing content. In fact, anything with generative AI is often mocked and detested by users online. There's a popular consensus that this form of content is lazy and unoriginal. So if consumers see AI content anywhere, there's no doubt the reception will be negative. This actually happened to Xbox in December 2023, where they posted an AI-generated image in order to promote indie games. It seems positive on the brand's part, but to the audience, it seemed like they didn't really care about independent developers because they chose not to hire an actual artist. While it may seem beneficial for businesses, there are concerns. If a business uses generative AI, they may save time and money, but they could lose customers to other companies who aren't using AI. Despite the benefit, the former president of Nintendo said the company refuses to use AI and would rather go in a different direction. And what do you know? The reactions were pretty positive. I think these negative reactions to generative AI paints a good picture as to why they shouldn't really be present in the gaming industry. In a creative industry, this form of AI can disrupt that creation. It may lower costs, but at the same time limit truly unique ideas. It's risky to put that kind of content in front of consumers. After all, great marketing strategies begin with understanding the customer, along with the type of content they want to see. But that doesn't mean all AI should cease to exist, I'm not saying that. But we should try to avoid using that type of content creation. Personalization is where machine learning should thrive, and that is where businesses can benefit. Personalization improves the customer journey. Instead of a business hand-picking game recommendations for every person, Steam has made that process easier for everyone. The brands win by potentially increasing sales, and the customers win by making the consideration process easier in the customer journey. As a result, personalization creates a positive relationship, showing that you understand consumers' wants and needs. It increases engagement. However, you can't be too intrusive with that service because of privacy concerns, of course. Instead, you should allow consumers to search for more choice. Steam does this quite well with filtering and allowing any game to be uploaded, within reason. It's a side of the system that shows human intervention because they are often faced with controversial games, such as those with strong political views that must consider the impact on the community. They provide a selection of recommendations to consumers, but don't exclude other games from view unless they are of community concern. And that human intervention is rooted in authenticity. I've definitely expressed the importance of brand authenticity in a digital world. We need to build trust, especially when traditional methods are not as common nowadays. A lot of promotion is done online, digitally. The question is whether AI will replace the need for creativity and authenticity. Why work hard to build emotional connection when AI can just personalize the experience? Do we need human actors in the marketing process? Well, yes. Generative AI is anything to go by. It's safe to say the general impression of AI is not always positive. But emotional connection is just as important when connecting to people. Showing people they are valued, showing them you care about what they want, what they like about your games, those emotions cannot be replicated. For instance, people still appreciate the need for human customer service. If you want support on a game site to make a purchase, there is only so much a chatbot can do. Depending on what is learned, there are limitations. A generated video, for instance, does not have a group of creators behind the scenes pouring their ideas, creativity and heart into what they're creating. You can't truly connect with an audience that way. AI for game recommendations is a good service, there's no doubt about that, but that appreciation only exists through the transparency and clarity we give consumers about their information being used. To build that trust, you have to give consumers choice. It's one thing to generate content to frequently post ads, but you won't receive a positive response unless you give customers the option to opt out. Choice is fundamental to transparency and trust. This authenticity is about being open and genuine. Be open about your AI usage and you will find the audience that has no problems with that. I think generative AI is morally concerning, but I hold no issues with personalization and optimizing marketing processes. We can have a balance between this streamlining and implementing human connection, because it's clear that people respond better to human-made content than AI-made content. Brands can maintain that trust if they listen to their audience. What are they okay with? Do they actually want their data to be used for your AI? Give them that choice. That is how you build trust and maintain that positive relationship while also being able to use AI. You know, in the first draft of this video, I wasn't going to really talk about my opinion on AI too much, because I knew that it wouldn't really help for an unbiased discussion. But I feel like if there is any appropriate place to express it, it would be here. And this motivation came up after a recent story I found on my Twitter feed. Elon Musk, you know, that guy who made a bunch of successful businesses and has a department in the US government now? Well, he said he wants to create an AI game studio eventually. In response to a post talking about how game studios are focusing too much on culture and inclusivity, or something about being liberal or woke, Elon Musk said this: too many game studios that are owned by massive corporations. AiAi is going to start an AI game studio to make games great again. I'm not doubting Elon Musk has a knowledge of video games because he's mentioned that he does play them. But I just don't think any form of game from an AI studio, whether it was his studio or not, would have the kind of impact other games have had. Part of Elon Musk's issue, along with his audience on social media, feel that games force too much diversity, prioritizing pronouns, as they might call it. They think that by applying AI to a video game, you can make an incredible game. Diversity is a whole separate issue, and we could talk about what concerns people have with pronouns at all, but that's a whole nother topic. But to say that in the future AI is going to make games great again? Well, I disagree. It's the same argument that people have with generative AI. Where is the human element? Where are the creative ideas? AI will not be the complete future because the best games have been made by humans. You know why? Because I can tell. When I play a game, I can tell that there was love put into its creation. It's the little details and the big ones too. You can tell the developers cared. The artists, the coders, the musicians, the voice actors, everyone wanted something to work. My favourite games were made by real people that put their heart into what they were doing. These ideas, these characters, and these stories, they weren't made in 5 minutes with an AI prompt. I mean, look at any piece of concept art. There's something so interesting about seeing the real process and iterations a game goes through. And just to prove my point, do you know what the first entirely AI-generated game is? It's called Oasis, a sandbox game where the environment changes as you move. You can even add your own image to start the world with. And funny about Oasis, it's just Minecraft. You know, one of the best-selling games of all time? Oasis was trained off of Minecraft gameplay, and well, if you need to train the AI on data to work, well, as consumers, why not just play Minecraft? It's not that expensive! You don't need the environment to change as you play. Minecraft is a sandbox game. It's designed to generate unique worlds based on given algorithms, with the total number of possible worlds being over 18 quintillion. That's a big number. So every time you play, you can get a unique experience if you want to. The game literally has a creative mode. So feeding Minecraft into an AI to make a game is completely antithetical. It's what many would describe as soulless. I mean, if you let AI make the ideas and the content even in your marketing, why should I, as a consumer, care about it? Why would I want to buy a game developed and advertised with AI over a game that people undoubtedly poured their time and effort into? The best games weren't made in a day. Even games with large teams and budgets can take up to 5 years to develop. It might sound harsh, but it just shows how much of an emotional connection people can have. If Elon Musk thinks his AI studio will put out incredible video games, then he should make sure that as a business he understands what competition he's up against. Okay, rant over. There's no doubt that AI is going to keep growing. There's already so much talk around using it for game development that it's likely companies are going to use the tools for more, considering they have them. I think it's silly to assume every business is going to look at the way AI is used and completely never touch it, because businesses are using it. Some don't want to, and both is okay. But I think there will always be a need for human connection and authenticity. A machine will never truly understand that. We can have a balance in marketing, not one or the other. AI will exist in the future of marketing, but it won't be the only thing.